Hello, everybody. Thank you again for joining us today. My name is Carla. I am a mom of two, a full time employee, and a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Luisa. I'm also a mom of two, a full-time employee, and a proud digital business owner.
Hi guys, my name is Candy. I'm also a mom of two, a full-time employee, and a proud digital business owner.
So, today we're going to talk about the difference between competition and collaboration. So, let's be real. Sometimes, as women, especially in business, we're taught to compete or to compare, to feel like someone else's win is our loss. But when I started this digital business, I realized that something powerful. Collaboration gets you so much farther than competition will ever will. So here's what I've learned. So we're going to talk about, six key points on the difference between competition and collaboration. And the first is, competition, it says, competition says there's not enough. But when you collaborate, you say that there's more than enough for all of us. So in traditional business, people guard their secrets and success like gold. But here, we share. So we win together because someone else hitting a milestone doesn't take anything away from you or me. It just proves what's possible. That's why we always mention our business. We're sharing our business because we don't want to keep this a secret. This is a gold mine. If it's helping other families be successful, other people retire at the age of 45, why do we have to keep that a secret, right? If we can help someone be as successful, why not? Like, that's the beauty of this business. We're helping each other out. So in the same way, Candy and Luisa are also digital business owners,
Mhm.
but I call them my business partners. They're not my competition. That's why we always collaborate with our lives every day. So, sometimes Candy ranks up too, and Luisa has amazing leads, and I don't feel left behind. Like, even if they do have that success, that it just inspires me to do better. It reminds me that if they can do it, I can too. So their success can even give me a blueprint and not a reason to feel small, because they're also helping me, and they say, "Hey, I got a lead. This is what I did. This is what they're sharing what they actually do to succeed." So that's the beauty of our digital business. So when we collaborate, we learn faster, we learn more, and we grow faster as well.
Right. And then number two is competition breeds insecurity, collaboration builds confidence. When you're always comparing yourself to others, it can make you feel like you're not doing enough, like you're falling behind. And that kind of thinking slowly eats away at your confidence. But when you collaborate with others, something would shift. Instead of feeling less than, you feel encouraged, you feel supported and stronger. So one example is there are moments when I thought that maybe I'm not good enough for this business. I don't see any thing na I'm not moving forward. But then in our group chat, someone would say, they would share how they started with this business, and they were also had doubts, and but they kept moving, they kept doing what they had to do. They stayed consistent, and they would say, you got this, just keep showing up on your business. And hearing that, you'll feel encouraged again. And I realized that I wasn't the only one going through that, and I was more capable than I thought. So I said to myself, I can do this, so I'm going to keep going.
Yes, and then the third one is competition creates silos while collaboration builds community. So when people compete, they often keep everything to themselves, ideas, strategies, and tips. They don't want to share because they think it gives others an advantage. This creates silos, meaning everyone is doing their own thing, separate from each other, and no one really connects. But in a collaborative space, like what we have in this business, just like what Carla said earlier, it's the opposite. We talk to each other, ask for help, and share what works. And guess what? We all get better faster because we're not starting from scratch. So just like what Carla said earlier, for example, like if she learned something new, like how to schedule, like post or batch schedule a post, she'll share it with us, and we'll do it, and it makes our life easier, and that's how collaborative is. So her small tip became a big win for me. If she kept it to herself, I would have missed out. But when we share with each other, we grow together. It doesn't just build success, it builds real friendship too. It's more than fun. It's more fun and less lonely.
Yes, and then the fourth is competition is about proving yourself, whereas collaboration is about being yourself. So trying to outshine others makes you feel like you have to pretend or perform. But when you're in a collaborative space, you're free to just be you. Some of the best engagement I've gotten was when I stopped trying to look perfect and just showed up as myself. So sometimes, we go live early on a Saturday morning, right after our morning meeting, and then I really look like I just woke up, like straight from the bed, messy hair, my eyes are still puffy. Sometimes when we go live, you'll hear my kids in the background. Right now, I'm in the car. Like, there's really no reason to prove myself. Like, I just show up and be myself, and you see the real me. And our business partners also remind us, that's what makes you relatable. Because I remember comparing myself to another business partner of mine, and I said, I can't go live the same way you do because you speak so fluently. You know what you're always gonna say. You speak straight, and I mumble my words. And she said, no, that's actually perfect because people can relate to you more. Just be yourself, just show up, be yourself, and just do it. And then I realized, you know what, that is very true because some people, again, like me, I was intimidated to go live because I didn't want to mumble, or I didn't want to not be perfect. But she made me realize that, just being yourself is more relatable than being perfect and showing others like that's not attainable because that's being perfect. I can't do that myself. But if you're yourself, you show up and be you, your authentic self, then people relate to you more. So yeah, just show up and be yourself, and just you get better along the way.
Yes. And then number five is competition isolates, collaboration connects. When you compete with others, you feel alone, like you're trying to figure everything out by yourself. It gets tiring then, and it's overwhelming. But when you collaborate, you feel like you belong to something bigger. You're part of a team, and that connection gives you the strength. So let's say, for example, in the beginning, I had so many questions. I feel like um, everything I'm learning from the training is not going in my head, and I was confused, so I felt like I was on my own. But once I started showing up in our team Zooms and your chats, I realized I could reach out to anyone, and everybody's willing to help, and they'll give you answers when you have questions. So I wasn't alone, and someone was always there to offer tips. Answer questions, and they'll say they've been there too, they've been through it, so I just need to keep going. And that support made all the difference, hearing from those business partners.
Yes, and then the last one is competition says me, while collaboration says we. So when you're focused on competing, it's all about you, your goals, your progress, your success. That can feel heavy, and honestly, it can get a little lonely too. But collaboration shifts that mindset. It becomes we're doing this together. It's no longer about winning alone, it's about winning as a team. And there's really something powerful about that. When one person wins, we all feel proud. It reminds us what's possible and keeps the fire going. So remember when Luisa got, her first sign up, we were all cheering her. We were all cheering for her, in the group chat. Like it was our win as well. And then it's the same goes with me. When I got mine, they celebrated just the same. So there was no jealousy, there was no weird vibes, just pure support. That's the kind of love and encouragement we get in our digital business community. So you don't get that in a competitive space, but in a collaborative one, it's normal. That we mindset makes this business feel like home. It reminds us that we're stronger together. We rise by lifting each other up.
Yes, and as a final thought, the world has enough competition. So let's choose collaboration because, when women support women, incredible things happen. So, especially in this kind of business where your success is never limited by someone else's. So, there's space at the top for all of us. Just remember that. So, let's try to climb together. So, if you're interested in our digital business, there's so many benefits to it. That's such a great community. And if you're interested, please do feel free to reach out to any one of us and we'll help you get started.
Yes, to learn more, first step is to visit any of our website. Mine is luisaenriquez.com. Candice is theinglegacy.com, and Carla's is carlaborganan.com. Once you register with your name and email address, there will be a 90-minute webinar that will give you the overview of our digital business. You learn how business works, hear real stories, and see how it's helping families create more time and income freedom. And also on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we also have a free live webinar at 5 p.m. Pacific time. There's also a replay if you can catch it live. Just send us a message and we'll send you the link so you can watch it at your convenience.
Yes, so if you've ever felt like you're doing everything on your own, if you've been stuck in a job that drains you, dreaming of something more but not knowing where to start, if you're tired of hustle culture that celebrates burnt out instead of balance, then maybe it's time to try something different. In our digital business, you don't have to figure it all out alone. We've got a proven system, a supportive community, and mentors who truly want to see you win. So you can work at your own pace from anywhere and build something meaningful for you and your family. So if you want to learn more, just sign up to any of our website or just send us a message and we'll be here to help you.
Yeah, so if you want to earn more for your family, if you want to retire early, I was just at lunch with a few people, my coworkers who had retired, and they had to wait until they were 68 years old, 70 years old to retire.
Mhm.
If you're like me and you don't want to wait that long to retire, please, let's start building on our dreams now. Let's not wait until we're 70 years old until we retire. We can do something about it right now. So please feel free to reach out to any one of us and we'll help you get started on living the dream. Okay, we'll see you
Yes.
tomorrow. Thank you again for joining us. Bye.
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 Thank
Thank
you.
you.